The problem is not that you don't know what you want with your life. The problem is that you are holding on to things that's seen its expiry date, and you know it. So what if you, instead of clinging on to things that no longer serves you, you let them go, one by one, because this creates space so that you can find out what actually matters for you. The zest of life is really found in the unknown. The unknown is your unexplored potential. You find this unexplored potential through stepping into the unknown. And in order to do this, you need to let something go. Something that no longer serves you. Something that is keeping you back in your life. You probably already know what this is. And you can't wait for a miracle to happen. I'm sorry to break it to you, but that's just how it is. If you keep doing the same things over and over and over again on repeat in your life, you will experience the same results. That's just how it is. So either you find a way out of no way to figure your life out, to let go of the things that you don't like or appreciate anymore. And what you're left with is yourself. In silence, not knowing what direction you are going. This is scary for your mind and precious for your soul. Your mind wants clarity. Your mind wants to find and attach itself to a sense of safety outside of itself. If you live a life driven by your mind, by your ego, by your little small identity that you have created unconsciously, you will have a mediocre life. You will not really explore your potential, and you will stay in the safe zone. So, I want to invite another perspective to look at the unknown, which is the portal into your expansion. So if you're scared of stepping out into the unknown, letting go of things that no longer serves you, it's an issue of trusting the unknown. It's an issue of looking at your relationship to the unknown. Maybe you're scared of facing yourself. That's the direction you need to go. Maybe you're scared of not knowing what's around the corner. That's where you need to go. And while you're there, you'll probably feel triggered. And triggers are ultimately indications that you are letting go of a small identity that you have adopted over years, and now it's time for it to die. It sounds scary, but in reality, it's nothing more than you letting go of a way of thinking and a way of being that is no longer in alignment with your highest expression. That's why you need to become friends with the unknown. You need to become comfortable not having a direction anymore in your life. And instead of forcing a direction upon your life and yourself, you need to let that go as well. You need to really be in the void, swimming in the unknown, not having a direction for maybe months or years. And while you're there, relate to it in a new way. Look at all the ways you are judging that experience of not knowing, of feeling empty, and see how you're judging this as meaningless or pointless. Maybe you even start to question why you're even here at all, why you're even living at all. This is also a part of that identity dying. And suddenly, you get the hang of it. You realize that you have nothing to be afraid of. You find joy in not knowing where you are going. And this is where you start to relax into yourself, where you no longer relate to yourself with something outside of you. You no longer find your sense of meaning in your job, in your relationship, in your financial balance on your account. Instead, you find it within. This is where your inner spark is born. The spark that will take you on a path of deep fulfillment. This kind of fulfillment is not a substitute to your own happiness. Rather, it's an extension of it. You feel complete and you pursue something meaningful. Why is it meaningful? You don't need to answer that. It's just something that you feel. A spark of excitement. Something that you feel called to say yes to. It might feel scary, and that's normal. You're not meant to live a life where you don't feel scared. Rather, you're meant to live a life where you feel alive. And that sometimes means that you need to face your fears, go through them, to find something true on the other side of the story that you've bought into. Something that is completely made up. But until you realize that you made up the story and the character that you've been playing in your life, it will feel uncomfortable. And once you see it, you will feel free. And this freedom comes from within. And this freedom also gives birth to something meaningful, to a path that's worth pursuing. And that you will know deep down in your heart what this is. And it's no use to try to figure it out. Rather, to follow the whispers. To say yes to what excites you. Not as a substitute to your happiness, but rather as an extension of it.